And that, my friends, pretty much wraps up today's... Yeah. Hello friends, and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be talking about our August speed review. So you guys know how this goes. I have 5 products that I have tried out all month, and I'm here to tell you how I feel about them. Also, don't mind the fact that I sound stuffy AF because my allergies are on like overdrive today. So today's presentation is going to be given by Danette and her allergies, and that's just how it is. So let's go ahead and get started. The first product we're going to talk about today is the Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. This is a cult classic. If you are into any loose powders to set down your face to make sure that your makeup doesn't budge throughout the day, this is definitely one of the top options. This is going to be a very, very finely milled powder. You can literally see it kind of just on the container here. One of my favorite things to do is I will take a very, very fluffy brush, so something like this that's domed, kind of large in terms of its head, very, very fluffy, and I will take this product, grab some of it here, because you can see when you grab it like that, it's a very uneven application. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into the cap here, swirl it around so that it's an even more distribution on the brush head, and then I'm going to lightly take the powder that's on this brush and then tap onto my face where I really want to tamp down on some of the oils that are peeking through. This is one of the best translucent loose powders out there on the market in terms of like really getting your makeup to stay and like setting your face down. This is so, so good. I do also know that people love to use this for setting their under eyes as well. So if you are somebody who likes to use a powder puff, you can dip into here and really kind of tap that powder underneath your eyes to make sure your concealer does not crease throughout the day. Also another good application for this. But you can just see, particularly if you're sweaty and allergic like I am today, this is a really good one for just taking away that shine and making sure that your makeup does stay on. The only thing, of course, is that like this thing is so giant, so it makes me very happy that they do tend to have this in like a travel size, and you can get this as samples a lot. So like I always have this in my kit when I'm traveling, just in a much smaller size, because seriously, who's carrying this around? The next product we're going to talk about is from Makeup by Mario. This is the Soft Glow Highlighter, and I have this in the shade Pearl. This is definitely a shade that is more on that golden side. I don't think that this is one of those highlights that would constitute as like a very icy, glowy kind of a highlight. This is something that's going to be much warmer on your complexion, more golden toned for sure. Here's what it looks like. Sorry, swatched on the back of my hand, and you can definitely see those gold tones come through. So in terms of like a highlight, this is one that I'm just like not really all that excited about, if I'm totally being honest. I can't find really anything wrong with it. It just doesn't make me like, yay, when I use it, if that makes sense. One of my favorite things to do with this though is I actually like to take a really small concealer brush and really pack that product onto it, and then I actually like to take this across my eyes as a little bit of a hint of a highlight, and that to me is a really, really beautiful way to wear this product. So I'm just showing it to you guys right now. Like this is what it looks like if you decide to use it as an eyeshadow highlight. Super, super beautiful. Okay, so an actual application, like highlight application of this, I'm gonna load up my brush here. Just taking a setting brush from Real Techniques here. I do think that when he says soft glow, like this is very intentionally not a product that's going to necessarily like really just be like beaming off the face. I think you can build it up, but here's my thing. This is not the softest highlight, if that makes sense. I think it picks up on texture really, really easily. It's not something that I think just seeps into the skin beautifully. I feel like it sits on top of it a little bit. And I just think that like the warm tones underneath, the way that this kind of just sits on your face, it just doesn't look quite right to me. I can't really describe what it is that I don't really love about this product. All I can say is that just in terms of like its performance, the color, like nothing about it excites me as a highlight. And so I can't really recommend this one. I can't also tell if it's just a shade issue. Maybe the other shades in this line are really beautiful and maybe it's just this one, but yeah, it's not my favorite. Let me go ahead and talk about another product that is also not really my favorite. So this is from Toy.co. This is their clear brow gel. And what's really nice about this product is A, the packaging is stunning because it's like very, very heavy. It feels very luxurious. This is glass. And it does actually have niacinamide in it. So while it is supposed to hold your brows in place, it will also help nourish them. If you were using something that is like very, very super gluey, I can definitely see why people say like that's not necessarily good for your brows to wear every day. So it's nice to have a brow gel that then also has that sort of like hair loving ingredient in it to kind of protect your brows. The problem with this is that it's not really a good hold. This is definitely one of those products where I feel like it's just more of a serum rather than a brow gel. So my favorite brow gel currently is from Dominique Cosmetics because that thing is like super glue. It literally makes your hair stand up straight and it stays that way the whole day and it does not flake. It doesn't leave like little weird like dried gel on your face. This one doesn't really hold your brows at all if you have thick brow hairs like me. So let me go ahead and show you guys here. And it is a little bit goopy, so it's like a very, very wet product. You can definitely see that clear gel that just like went on there, like very, very heavy. And then the problem is that like I'm trying to get my brows to stand up and I have this like stubborn little guy that's right here that just will not stand up with this brow gel. With some of my other more like grippy brow gels, I can just kind of like go whoop 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 and then all of my brows are like exactly where I want them. This one just feels heavier and it just doesn't quite stay on. It doesn't really make my brows stay up and so I don't love it. And it's also just, it's a little bit hard to control and you can kind of see that in like how I just made my eyebrows super wet looking. So this is a very interesting product, also not one of my favorites, but I do really love the packaging of this. Let's go ahead and talk about two products now that I actually really like. So this is from the brand Kulfi, and this is their underlined Kajal eyeliner in the shade Jamun Glaze. And this is actually a really, really beautiful brown eyeliner. It does lend itself to being like very bronze in its tone, but the way that it lays on your eyes is really beautiful. The one thing I will say, by the way, I do not think that this eyeliner will ever dry out because the packaging, in case you didn't see me like trying to like open it, is impossible to open. So when it is snapped closed, it is like, it is airtight in there, which is really exciting. So I've had so many eyeliners dry out on me that like the fact that the packaging is like really intense kind of drives me nuts because it's really hard for me to pull it apart, but at least I know I'm never going to waste this eyeliner because it's never going to dry out on me, which is good. This is going to be more of that bronzy tone to you. It does have quite a bit of metallic sheen to it, which I do really like. There's a little bit hint of a brightness, lightness in there that I think is really beautiful and gives it a multi-dimensional finish on your eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I do my eyeliner usually. And so I'm just gonna draw a quick line here, taking the edge of it and really kind of drawing the line. And then I'm gonna also do that on this side as well. Okay. And then I'm going to connect that on to my lid. And you can see that it's a really, really easy to work with eyeliner. I really like this one. I like the shade. I like the wear time of this eyeliner as well. This thing does not budge in your waterline, which is absolutely where I apply this as well. So you can see here, I'm just going to go ahead, fill in that waterline. Like, beautiful definition. Beautiful bronzy tone. Can definitely be built up as well. And voila, like that is a stunning, stunning eyeliner. The next product we're going to talk about, and this is actually the final one for this month, is from Haus, and this is their new mascara. It is the Be Structural Volumizing and Lengthening Mascara, and I have this in the shade Black Onyx. If you like a wet gel mascara, this is perfect for you. I really like the wand on this too because not only does it incorporate the hourglass, which I really like because that kind of helps with getting into like your eyelashes. What I like is that the end of this comes to a tip, like, or to a point, which is really nice. Normally mascaras, like when you're looking at an hourglass shape, it stops like right there. So it doesn't really ever get to that point here where there you can use this tip like to get in between your lashes to add even more product if you want to fan things out, if you want to give it a little extra volume, like a little kick. The pointed tip is really, really nice. So let me go ahead and apply this for you guys. One of the things about this mascara that I was gonna say is that I don't love this on top of a primer. Anytime I tried to put this on top of a primer, it was just clump city because of the fact that this is such a wet formula. But I do love the pigmentation. I like the color. I like that it's very, very black on your lashes. And again, I do really like that it comes to that point because I can use this to really separate and get those tiny, tiny little lashes that sometimes get left out when you are working with an hourglass brush. Okay, so you can see the difference between my left eye that just has one coat of mascara and then my right eye that has obviously none. So this is definitely a high impact mascara. I would also say as well that it does actually wear really well throughout the day. So sometimes with these gel formulas, I get really, really nervous because I think that they are going to just somehow liquidize again, if that makes sense, on my eyes and then start sliding all over the place. This one actually does not do that. It does a decent job of staying on your lashes, and I think it's a win, honestly, from Haus. So I added a second coat of mascara and then also added it on my lower lashes. This is a really nice mascara. I'll be honest with you guys, my lash health right now is not the best. And you can still see that this mascara has given me a decent amount of volume and length, which is why I really like it. I struggle a lot, like a mascara, if you can get me through my bad lash weeks and still impress me, like, you are a win. So I would definitely recommend checking out the Haus mascara. And that, my friends, pretty much wraps up today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my August speed reviews. If I was going to recommend a couple of products that I think you do have to try, I would definitely say the Kulfi eyeliner is a big win. Haus mascara is really good. And then the OG cult favorite, like Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. If you haven't tried this, like, what are you doing? So those are the three that I would recommend. The other two were like meh. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys liked it, please feel free to like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and follow us over on Instagram where I post reels whenever I feel creative. And I will talk to you guys in next week's video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.